Moving on to our Dungeons and Dragons characters' backstory, and this is a really exciting model to share with you. Now, we often make the case that AI has a ton of application within business. You can have it to help you with marketing, you can have it to help you with copywriting, you can have it helping you with content and emails and a bunch of other stuff. But AI is very, very creative if you let it run wild. And there are many, many applications for fiction, stories, and creative writing. And it's very fun to play around with this because there's so much that can be done, and it's very easy to create a whole new world and let your imagination run wild. And I think that's an incredible use case, and one which we do plan on exploring a lot more in depth in the future. I love stories, I love fantasy, I love fiction. So if we can create some models which help you to get immersed in your own mind and imagination, that would be incredible. And I'd love to get to that point. So this is our Dungeons and Dragons character backstory. We put some text here saying, everyone is busy and, there's not enough hours in the day. And when you do get together with your friends, you want to be straight into character, know what you're doing and know what's going on. So this is a super fun model. And you could have this around the table when you're just starting a new session of Dungeons and Dragons. You can choose what class you want. We've got all the classic classes here. We'll do Bard. You can choose a skill set. Quick-witted and always the Joker. Strong in making friends quickly. We can give the background to a character, so we could say always the class clown and jester of the group always has a funny comment to add. And then we can put some information on family, middle class, background, living in a large city encampment, no privacy. So once we've done that, we can generate a backstory for this Bard character, and let's see what comes up. It's super fun. I wonder what name we're going to get. So we've got Kurt the Bard, Castellan the Bard, Talon the Bard, or Garag the Bard. And then you've got Kurt the Bard is a jester and a quick-witted character. Everyone loves him because he is always a joker and he knows how to make friends quickly too. Kurt comes from a middle-class background living in a large city encampment. There is no privacy for the poor, and he has a hard time always making sure he doesn't overstep his boundaries. So it's like a mystical sort of nice background, and I could play with this all day. It's great fun. So you got Castellan the Bard as one of the jokesters of the group, quick-witted, smart, and conniving individual with a quick wit. He is always the joker of the group. As a jester of the group, he is there to keep everyone from getting too serious, and is always the first to crack a joke. A middle-class background living in a large city encampment. Castellan has had no privacy all his life and has a hard time making friends. He has always had to rely on others to provide for him and protect him because he is. So that one's cut off a little bit by the character limit that we've set. And then we've got Talon, the Bard grew up being the class clown of his party of classmates and friends. At a young age, he was often looked down on by the other children because of his lack of discipline, because he often got into trouble. Now that his party is broken up and they're all on their own, Talon decided to make his own way in the world. So it's like a mystical entrance to this character. It's super fun. So we can change this. Let's go for a ranger, and let's go master of stealth and concealment. Quiet and cunning always plotting and deciding 2 steps ahead of anyone else. And then you could put orphaned at 2 years old due to a tragic swamp accident. So you could put this in, and then we're going to get some background for a ranger. Yeah, I have a lot of fun with this model. It's super fun. So we got Reynard the ranger, we've got Martel the ranger, we've got Jivel the ranger, and we've got Liza the ranger. And you can see Reynard the ranger is a man of few words. He's always thinking and plotting, and there's always 2 steps ahead of his enemies. Once he learns something, he never forgets a lesson, and will apply it the next time. He is incredibly intelligent and has the ability to travel through the forest unnoticed. He was raised by animals from a young age, and they taught him how to move without making a sound. Reynard is always prepared for the worst and tries his hardest to avoid it. So, this is it's a super fun model, and you can see how much fun and excitement you can get from using AI in a creative manner. And you know, if you're looking to make some models for fiction or fantasy, or I'd be super happy to help you with that. And it would make our day at Content Villain to work on more models like this, because it's super fun. But saying that, there are restrictions, right? Because if we were to go now and do like barbarian, and we could say skill set like pillaging and rape and all of that stuff, because we're in this fantasy world, right? We're completely removed from the real world. It's like we're talking about like a Neanderthal like character who's like very manly and big and beastly background, like pillaging villages on his own, cutting people up and all of that. And then if we put like family, parents died in front of him, their throats were slit and all of that, I guarantee that if we did that and we were using some of the AI available, it would hit a filter. Regardless of the fact that it's so removed from the world that we're living in now, and it's completely fictional, and this is the demographic and the character development that we're going for within this whole new world. Sadly, it's not possible, but that's where it comes in, that we're playing around with multiple different models and multiple different ways to do things. And I think that's super important, because whether it's violent fantasy, lots of gore, erotica, whatever it is, we're going to make a way to make it work for you. Where other people might say, oh, sorry, we can't do that because it's going to hit a filter. We will make it work, and we find a way. That's what we do. We're Content Villain, we come up with solutions. So that is our Dungeons and Dragons model, which we have made for a client, and I'm super happy, and I hope that they are happy, because downtime and getting rest is something that I should probably do more of, and having something like this would be great. Great to play with friends and all of that. So that is that. We'll be moving on to the last model, which is the e-commerce descriptions in a specific niche, and that will wrap up Experimental Tuesday once we're done with that. Thank you.